Hello and welcome to this Padlet tutorial video hosted by Adam Pearce of Strawberry 7. In this video I'll be showing you briefly how to navigate around the Padlet system, make a new Padlet for the purposes of a public message board and use for a bulletin board system. So to begin with, go to the Padlet interface. In our case this is wellingtonschool.padlet.org, and you then log in using your credentials. I've already logged in. It will then show you various Padlets which are in your organisation. As you can see, I've actually made a test message board here previously, but I'm going to make a new one just now. So you start by saying make a Padlet, and it will then create the basic building blocks for you and take you through on a kind of wizard as to building that particular Padlet. So it will give it a default name and default description, which in this case we're going to just change. So I'm going to call this Test Message Board 2, and we can give a description of this is just a test. You can then choose things like your arrangement, depending on what information you want to show. I'm probably going to choose stream because it's going to be a bulletin board system, so the announcements I'm going to want those to fill most of the screen. You can choose a wallpaper, but again I just want a plain one that's not too distracting. A theme I'll leave as default. Symbols we don't really need to worry too much about as the icons. We could pick some kind of little message board icon here if we wanted to make it a little bit easier for people to find. Now these are some of the important sections. So displaying the author name above each post, I'm going to turn that on because if anybody makes any annotations to the message board or the bulletin board or posts their own information, I want to see who's done that, so that it's relevant to be able to speak back to that person or go and see that person if needed. I'm also going to allow people to comment on the posts as well, because people may need to say something. For example, if a bulletin is posted saying Year 4 are going to use the ICT suite at lunchtime, is this a problem? Somebody's able to comment back. So we then just have all of those options selected. We don't really need to worry about tags and things at this point, so we go next. Now this is where you'd select your privacy options. For our particular situation, the best thing that we want to do at the moment is select secret, and what that will enable us to do is just take a link or a QR code and distribute that out. In our case we're going to use it as a link. So we then say those with access, in our case we do want them to read, but we also want them to be able to make comments, and so what we want to probably do is view and add posts, but not be able to delete the Padlet or invite other people along. We can add specific additional contributors in here if we wanted to, just in this section. We don't want to in this case because we've got a login which the SLT will be using to make modifications to this page. We don't really want them to be able to copy out this as a template because it just might make things a bit complicated if people are making multiple systems. And we can put moderator approval before posts are published. As this is internal, I think it's probably best to leave that off, because otherwise there'll be a big delay between people commenting on the bulletin board and people replying, and it will also put increased workload onto the admins themselves or the moderators themselves to have to approve those before they're public. So we now just go next. Okay, and then we can start posting. So it's very easy to post. We just click on this little plus symbol just here, and it drops a widget kind of thing in for us where we can write. So I'm just going to write test message. I'm going to say this is a message to all staff, but it is just a test. Okay, now there's various options down here where we can add various attachments in. One of the really handy things is being able to add a picture in or something like that, and Padlet's actually very flexible with that. So we could add a picture in that's on our computer, but what's quite powerful is if you want to just add a normal picture from, say, Google, you can actually do that very directly. So in this case, we'll just pick a picture of, let's say we want to put in a picture of a playground for some reason. It could be a picture for Sports Day, Red Nose Day, something like that. It's just when you don't have a picture on your computer already. What you can do is, say we view this this particular image, we simply copy the web address just here, and when we insert an attachment, it actually has an option built in where we can just paste in that web address. So here is where we would choose a file on our computer, or you could take a photo from your webcam if you wanted, but you could choose a file here. But if you just want to paste an image in there, it will actually give you a preview there and then drop it in for you. So it's extremely flexible in that regard, and very easy if you don't happen to have a picture on your computer but you just want to do something generic, like I said, for example, Red Nose Day, Children in Need, something like that. So now that we've put our information up, we just want to go to Share, and we've already set it to the correct kind of share options. So we just go in Share, into the Share area, and we go copy link to this Padlet, and that's been copied to our clipboard. What you could then do is open your email client and just write a message to the staff saying, here's the message board, and when you've written your message, you just paste in the URL just into your email, and when the staff click on it, they will just go to the Padlet that you've made and be able to see the message board and be able to comment and add on their remarks if they need to. Thank you for watching.